Hello children, I hope you all fine there. So already in the previous video, we have discussed about three different types of questions about the activity. So in this video, we will discuss about the remaining three questions of that activity only. So let's go to the fourth question. Okay, here is our fourth question. Pickles do not spoil, but sambar gets spoiled. Why? So that means here this question asking us why the pickles do not spoil, but sambar get spoiled. So students, I hope that you have studied about pickles in sixth class, right? So I think it is very easy to you to answer this question. Okay, so I will recapitulate all the points what you have studied in sixth class. Students, already you have studied about natural preservatives and artificial preservatives in your sixth class. So, here, natural preservatives. So, what are the examples of natural preservatives? Here it is salt, chili powder, oil, turmeric powder. Okay, with these, another two natural preservatives are also present that are sugar syrup and honey. Okay, salt, chili powder, oil, and turmeric powder. These preservatives are used to prepare pickles. Okay, and sugar syrup and honey are used mostly to prepare jams and fruit juices. Okay, so pickles are generally prepared with salt, chili powder, oil, and turmeric powder. So, because of preparation with high concentration of salt and lot of oil, even with low amount of water, low amount of water. Okay, pickles, pickles doesn't allow for the growth of microorganisms. Okay, so because of these natural preservatives and also with low amount of water in it, pickles doesn't allow for the growth of microorganisms. Because of this reason, pickles do not spoil. Next, why the sambar get spoil? So here you get an idea about why the pickles do not spoil. And sambar, it is quite opposite to pickles. So in the case of pickles, here for the preparation of pickles, we use high amount of natural preservatives and low amount of water. But for sambar, okay, but for sambar, we use high amount of water, okay, and low amount of preservatives. That means chili powder, turmeric powder, salt and oil. So by this reason, due to the presence of more amount of water, the sambar allows the growth, allows the growth for microorganisms, allows the growth of microorganisms. I think it is quite opposite, right? Okay. So by this reason, the sambar gets spoiled quickly, even after 1 day or 2 day. Okay. So I hope you understand this question. We'll go to the next question, fifth one. So here is our fifth question. Farmers are afraid of unseasonal rains and uncontrollable pests. So how to solve this problem? So here, uh, in this question, there are two problems majorly that are unseasonal rains and uncontrollable pests. So what is meant by unseasonal rains and uncontrollable pests? Okay, first of all, we will discuss about unseasonal rains. So what is meant by unseasonal rains? So in the name mentioned unseasonal, that means the improper rains occur in occur in not suitable seasons. That means that seasons are not suitable for rainfall. Okay, this is called unseasonal rains. So how to solve this problem? Okay, solution for this problem. So the solution for this problem is to create an efficient drainage. So what is the use of drainage? To make the flow of water, excess water. Okay, efficient drainage around the field. So what is the use of field? So we can call the efficient drainage as agricultural drainage. So here we are creating a drainage around our agriculture so that it can be called as agricultural drainage. What is the use of agricultural drainage? Okay, so here the use of agricultural drainage is to remove excess water, to remove excess water that that collects on land surface of field. So this is the use of agricultural drainage. That means by creating agricultural drainage, we can make the flow of water. We can make the flow of excess water from the land surface of field so that it can be a good solution for unseasonal rains. Next, we will discuss about the other problem of farmers, which is uncontrollable pests. Here, what is the meaning of uncontrollable pests? What is the meaning of uncontrollable pests means these pests, okay, cannot be controlled. That means that pests cannot be controlled in a general way. Okay, so there are some solutions to rectify this problem. So let's study about the solutions. Okay, first one, pesticides. Okay, so what is meant by pesticides? These are the chemicals. These are the chemicals that we use to kill pests. Okay, this is the use of pesticides, but there are disadvantages regarding pesticides also. So, what are the disadvantages here? It is by usage of, that means by heavy usage of pesticides to agriculture, it can leads to, okay, decrease in soil fertility. By the decrease in soil fertility, okay, so by the heavy uses of pesticides to agriculture, it leads to decrease in soil fertility. It is one thing. And the other thing is, so by the decrease in soil fertility, the crops which are growing in that agriculture, or the production of the production of crops will be also decreases. Okay, so this is the use of pesticide and also disadvantage of pesticide. And next, there are some other methods to control the pests. Okay, first one, rearing birds. Rearing birds. So rearing means growing birds. Okay, Here, what is the use of birds? So the birds which eat only which eat pests. Okay, so reading the type of birds which eat pests can reduce the problem of uncontrollable pests. And also, second thing here, okay, genetically genetically modified crops. So what is meant by genetically modified? That means to improve their tolerance power, to improve their capacity, to improve their strength of crops. So it can be occur only by genetic engineering. That means by exchange of genes, by replacement of genes. Okay. And next, third one, here it is disrupt of pests life cycle. So here disrupt means to stop. So to stop the pest life cycle at in the early stage, it would be beneficial for us. Why? Because so when we stop the life cycle of a pest in its early stage, it cannot be grown into adult to destroy the crop, so that we can protect the crop by using this method also. Okay, so here these are the other methods. First one, rearing birds. Rearing birds means the birds which eat the pests only. And next, second one, genetically modified crops. That means that genes has to be changed to improve their strength, to improve their tolerance power in any conditions. And next, disrupt of pest life cycle. That means to stop the pest life cycle in the early stage only. Okay, I hope you understand this question. We'll go to the next question, sixth one. Okay, this is our last question. Why does this occur and how to prevent and cure? Okay, so here first we will discuss why the disease occur. So generally we know that our atmosphere contains several type of particles. Okay, how can it leads to the cause of disease? There are some foreign particles also present in the atmosphere. So when these foreign particles enter into our body, they may cause disease. But here there are two ways. First way, so if our body have good amount of nutrients, or if our body is very healthy, our WBC, that means our white blood cells which can produce antibodies. So when the white blood cells produce antibodies, when any foreign particles enter into our body, automatically the white blood cells produce antibodies to fight with it. Okay, antibodies will fight with the antigens which are entered through the foreign particles. Automatically, our body has good amount of nutrients so that we can fight with it, and the antigens will be defeated. And the second way here, if our body have deficiency of nutrients, our white blood cells cannot produce antibodies. Okay, so that the antigens which are entered through foreign particles will fight with the white blood cells and it will defeat the white blood cells. By this reason, we can expose to diseases. At last, prevention. Okay, prevention and cure. So in the prevention and cure, the main step that we have to follow is keep immunizations up to date. That means the medicines that we are using, we have to keep them up to date. And next, washing hands regularly. So we have to wash the hands before and after any work. And next, prefer to healthy food. So by preferring to healthy food, we can gain the good amount of nutrients to tolerate with disease. At last, report to doctor. So reporting to doctor is must and should whenever we feel ill or sick. Okay, so I hope you all students understand these three questions very clearly. If anybody have any doubts regarding these three questions, you can comment below in the comment section. Thank you. We'll give you more information about more topics soon. Thank you, students. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, AIM Biology Editor. Have a nice day.